edition of WZYK programming. This is WZYK Sports Spectacular. We're here from WZYK Studios. I'm Stanley. I'm joined by my co-hosts, Sam and Alex.
Hey everybody.
Yo.
Now with that, I turn it over to Sam. What do you have to say, Sam?
Alright, Robin. Number 10, top most annoying fans in sports. And number 10, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish football fans. Now remember, none of these are coming from me. These are taken by various polls. In number 9, the LA Dodgers. In number 8, the Vancouver Canucks. In number 7, the Green Bay Packers. In number 6, the Detroit Red Wings. In number 5, the Dallas Cowboys. In number 4, the Duke Blue Devils. In number 3, the Oakland Raiders. In number 2, the Ohio State University. And number 1, the Chicago White Sox. What do you have to say, Alex?
I think that's a pretty good list. Pretty good choices. That's all.
Now I turn it over to Stanley.
Okay, so there are a lot of people who used to love watching pro wrestling every Monday and Thursday. Some of them even started watching on Friday nights. But over the past 6 years, a group over the internet called the Internet Wrestling Community have wanted and expressed a return to a greater time known as the Attitude Era, in which there was a lot of blood, cursing, and the rating of the shows in the WWE was TV-14. Now, I'm kind of sick and tired of reading all these reports and things that a lot of these wrestling fans have missed over the years, which is why I would like to state a few reasons via Bleacher Report why I feel that it shouldn't come back, or even at all. And then I'd like to state what is going on and what is happening that could be a quasi-revival, if you would. Now, my first reason for why they shouldn't come back is it's different competition. You know, WWE only went into the Attitude Era at that time was because WCW, the rival company owned by Turner Broadcasting, was competing for ratings. Now, fast forward a number of years later, wrestling does not really have a competition except for mixed martial arts. Now, mixed martial arts has captured the 18 through 34 demographic and created a truly dedicated audience, which is what the Attitude Era was supposed to appeal to and was appealed to. Since the Attitude Era faded away back in 2001, the older fans still watch wrestling until maybe about 2006. Now, who is the top dog in WWE today? John Cena. And you know whose target audience John Cena revolves around? 5 to 12-year-old kids. You know, people that kept on bashing and saying John Cena's not really good and he kind of stinks because he's not really a wrestler. He's just there to appeal to 5 to 12-year-old kids. I kind of agree with that statement. And the only reason why they're pushing that guy is because he sold a lot of merchandise. Now, I would like to say this guy really, really respects the business and cares a lot about the business. And you know what? I respect that about him. Even though he appeals to that demographic, he really respects the business and wants to do everything he can to make sure he puts on a good show for the fans. However, I really, 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 really like The Rock a lot better, which is what the 18 to 34 demographic really liked. They really liked Dwayne Johnson. And the fact that we got that treat last February when The Rock returned, it made all the fans happy, and they were kind of whispering quietly, is this the Attitude Era? Is the Attitude Era going to happen again? back, and it's never going to come back. Just because you see your former stars return, they're not really going to bring it all back. Now, the next thing I would like to say, the next reason I would like to state as to why the Attitude Era wouldn't come back is because of the writers. The writers nowadays don't really care much about the shows. They really care about just writing the scripts, and they do a lot of things that appeal to kids, and maybe some adults get a kick out of it too, you know, but a lot of the times they write a lot of these sketches and these skits mainly for the kids to enjoy, and quite frankly it turns a lot of the older fans away from the whole genre, the whole show. So I kind of want to say that it's because of that fact that a lot of those fans happen to tune into UFC or to TNA wrestling or to other combat sports, because that show, Monday Night Raw, features a lot of these gimmicky skits that aren't really appealing to anybody except maybe 5 to maybe 14-year-old kids. Now, the last thing I would like to say before I turn it back over is because nobody is really paying their dues anymore. There's no one that really gets paid a whole lot of money. It's just basically business. It's basically business. They haven't really spent a lot of time to work their way up to the top. Nowadays, you see all these younger wrestlers come on the scene, and in about 2 months they get a world championship. That's not really hard work. That's not really hard work at all. You see, wrestlers I grew up watching worked their way up to the top, such as Edge and Christian or the Hardy Boys. They worked their way to the top to earn several world championships and mid-card championships. Nowadays, you get, like, people coming in and 2 months later they win a world championship. That does not do a thing. It cheapens the championships. So anyway, that's my point. I don't really feel the Attitude Era should come back at all. It was fine while it lasted, but now it's time to be in reality and get real. Seriously, fans, quit your whining and complaining. We're sick and tired of listening to your responses and wish the Attitude Era and the WWE would come back. It's not going to come back. Now with that, I turn it back over to Sam.
All right, Alex, what would you like to say about Stanley's story?
I mean, that's a pretty upsetting story, and I think that, that just sounds like really upsetting and disappointing, and I really feel bad for that wrestler, and that's all I have to say. Otherwise, I don't think anything else about it.
Okay, well, now I'd like to add with NHL fans. I think Philadelphia Flyers have annoying fans. Montreal Canadiens have annoying fans. And pretty much all the fans in the South are annoying for the NHL. Please don't get mad at me for saying that, but it's true. All we do is go to the games and cuss. In the North, yes, it happens, but not like in the South. So, now, is there anything else Stanley has?
Well, I would like to agree with you on the NHL, and I would also like to bring up the fact that the NFL does have a lot of annoying fans, such as the Tennessee Titans. The Tennessee Titans have been badmouthed for the past several years because every time they lose games, they say, "Oh, Tennessee stinks. They're never going to get anywhere." But you know what? Whose fault that is? It's not even the team's fault. The coach is the one who's supposed to coach these players and bring them into shape. Luckily, Vince Young got fired and Jeff Fisher requested his release. But now we got a new coach named Mike Winchek, and so far we haven't really seen anything from him. And we don't know what's going to happen because of this lockout. We don't know what's going to happen with these guys. What's going to happen to these players? Will we even see another season? Will the Titans even go to the playoffs? If you ask my opinion, I think the Titans should at least play a decent season and work their way up to the top.
All right.
What do you think, Sam?
Thank you. I agree. Now, the Lions are the worst team in football history. And I am a Detroit Lions fan because I am from Michigan. The pride is back for the franchise of the Detroit Lions. You're walking around in Detroit, you're walking around anywhere in Michigan, and you see people wearing Lions jerseys, wearing Lions hat, wearing all their Lions gear. The pride of the franchise in Detroit is back, and it looks like they're finally turning the corner, and the fan base is going to be re-energized. Me being one of the fans, I'm going to be re-energized, and I think we're going to start making the playoffs with this young core group. Now, I think that's it.
Okay, everybody, a brief announcement. WZYK Sports Wire has moved to Sunday nights as of this Sunday, so tune in at 6:30 p.m. or 6 o'clock, whenever we do a show.
Now also cover live chat will air sometime on Friday. And also another brief announcement about WZYK programming. Don't forget to tune in to the WZYK page every day for the ticket updates of tickets sold for Winnipeg NHL season tickets. Don't forget to tune in for that. And bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
So long.